Hello and welcome back to the channel. Manchester United have finally won a big game in almost 9 months. Manchester United 2, Chelsea 1. Big 3 points for United, big 3 points for Amarim. We needed that win after the Derby game. We needed that win after the start. Uh, I don't think anyone would have been like super disappointed if we had not won this game, but definitely if we have lost this game like the way we lost to Derby, in the Derby, it should have been curtains for Amarim. It should have been callings on the internet about taking Amram out. There have been questions of the players, there have been questions of Ineos, but I just feel it's a big win for everyone involved. I'm not sure if it's the right thing to do right now to see the positives or the negatives. But I just think everyone at the club around the club needed that victory. Even the one who even I am like not sure about the manager. There are a lot of people who are hammering him out, but I just feel it's always good to have those 3 points in and then still reflect back on what could have been done better. And I genuinely feel this was not something that uh, that we take a lot of positives out of because we because how the game was in terms of uh, uh, it was a 10-man game for the first 45 minutes, then it was 10v10 for the next 45 minutes, and we played different kind of football. So it was a start stop kind of game. It was raining. I mean, it's just not the perfect game to watch either because of how poorly Chelsea played. I was expecting Chelsea to play a bit more attacking, a bit more fluid. They did not show up. Maresca, I'm not sure what Maresca was thinking in this game. I mean, I have them in the top three. I have them winning something this season, a cup trophy or something. But if these are the decisions he's gonna make, I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised if he wins something. Yeah, but let's get into the game. We I think we start off again really well, which is something unique to United. Every game you look at, except for the Grimsby game. So you look at Arsenal game, we were the better team and we played some really good football. You look at Fulham game, we were brilliant for the first 15 minutes, right? We play like a top team, right? Game against Burnley, first half completely dominant, do not get the goal, but on even against City, we were good up until we concede that goal. We were not as brilliant, but and then you look at yesterday's game. Even before the red card, I think we started the game off really well. On the attack. We already had two chances, I guess. Uh, One from Mbumo, and I think Dogo should have shot that already, but James defended it. Uh, but I think we even before the red card came in, we start the football. We're starting the football really well. But I just think we lose intensity after like what 15, 20 minutes in the game. So we start off really well. And then of course a long ball up top. I think I'm seeing a lot of that from Bayern Day. And that is one positive I have from uh Bayern Day's game. That his distribution is really good. It's affecting the play in the forward areas with the likes of Cunha, with the likes of Ahmad, with the likes of Dorgu, with the likes of Mbumo, right? Ball up top, Chesko wins the header, could win. That is what we brought Chesko in, a big man up top, and then Mbumo runs in behind. That is how we want to play. And of course, the brain fade from Sanchez. I think everyone around Chelsea knows that if they not end up winning something, it will be first and foremost on that goalkeeper. I'm not sure how they've stuck with him after the season he had prior to this, but it's only Chelsea. I think they they will be decisions made on him. So that's a red card. That's a straight red. There's no doubt. I don't think anyone will argue that, right? And once post that red card, I think United dominate football for the whole of 45 minutes. Uh, I think we should have been more than 2-0 up. I just think somehow. Ahmed is not playing up to the standards he set, because two chances at least I can remember where he could have been better in the final third and we would have had that goal, but he was poor, right? But let's get to the first goal. Uh, Brilliant ball in from Mazraoui. Dogu wins the header, uh, and then it's it's Bruno Fernandes just running behind from Shalaba and getting in the goal. I thought he was offside, but he was not. Uh, so yeah, good goal that I think we saw it coming. United had a lot of ball in the first 45 minutes, especially after the red card, and you expect that 10v11, 11v10. But we get the goal in. I feel after that, even though we created a lot of chances, we could have been more clinical. We could have kept the ball better. I just think someone should who looks at this game and someone who just does not want to look at just the 2-1 or the red card and wants to look at the football that we played. I still feel even with 11v10, there were a lot of open areas in the midfield which could have been exploited better by Chelsea. I still feel we did not have the control. When you're 11v10, all the ball, United should have controlled all the ball, but I don't think we did, right? I think we were 70-30 for possession. I remember that. And we did not like create chance after chance after chance. We created chances which were like a ball up top or Dogo winning the ball in the counter attack and he starts to run in behind. And I'm just not sure that the way that football is not sustainable. That is the reason why we lose uh, intensity after 15-20 minutes, because we're trying to run from our own uh, halves to create chances. We're trying to run, throw the ball in behind every chance and get. I I am not seeing a lot of build up to our football, which is okay. At times and that is how we get that is how the red card from Sanchez happens, and that is good. The long ball up at top, the counter attacks, the peak ball carriers. But I just think under Amorim, I don't see a lot of fluid football, which I think I've seen sometimes with Ole, sometimes with Ten Hag, but I'm not seeing that with Amorim. Amorim is very direct. Amorim is uh, I didn't think he'll be counter-attacking. We're still counter-attacking from both either Dogu or Mbumo. And I just feel, is that sustainable? I think we'll be quickly found out. That is my concern. And I think teams are picking on us. So, yeah, as I said, there was a lot of open areas in the midfield. The ball went from Dillet to Maguire to Shaw to Dorgu to Mbumo. There was not a lot of verticality in our game. And I, I'm okay to talk about how we created chances and how we had shots on target or shots off target. But in a game 11v10, right, at home, I just think we should control the midfield a lot better. I think Enzo and Caicedo did a really good job, even being a man down in the first 45 minutes. I think João Pedro uh, tried to put Chelsea up, but strange distance for Maresca to take off. The thing is, we'll get to that, but uh, honestly, in the first half, I think I still want to take the fact that United did not control the midfield as such, did not create a lot from the middle of the park. It was either long balls, it was either Dogu running in behind or Mbumo running in behind or crosses into the box. There's a lot less verticality, and I think that is missing from our game. And given that we play with number two, number 10s, we should have a lot more verticality in our game. But I think we are missing that midfielder to create that. So, that's on the first half. We create the goal through I think Shaw winning that header. I think it was really good for him to attack that ball, and Casemiro gets it, and we go 2-0 up. I think when Casemiro gets that yellow card, first yellow card, my first instinct was you're 10v11, you do not want to go 10v10, take him off. Take him off. He's our most susceptible player to getting the second yellow, right? In our team. Take him off. Put Menu in, get Ugarte in, but just do not lose a player and we lose him. Of course, he gets the second goal, but I just think it would have been better off playing with 11 men than to get the goal and play with 10 men. I think I don't want to blame Amarim for that. I know I would come off as I'm blaming Amarim for that, but I think you trust your players to at least not get a second yellow in the first half 45 minutes itself. And so I don't think the blame is on Amarim on this. I blame Amarim a lot, but it's on the player. It's only on the player whether it was a second yellow or not. It's on the player to not put the hands uh, on someone trying to run through you. So that's the second yellow. So the first half story is like pretty much surrounded by the two red cards and the two goals that we get. But to move away from United and to get to Chelsea, what was Maresca thinking? I mean, I look at it. Of course, Sanchez goes off. You're 10v11. You want to take someone off. Why would you take both your wingers off in Estavo and Pedro Neto when the general idea of playing with 10 men is that you win the ball in the midfield and you have runners in behind and you stretch the pitch and then you get midfielders to run into the box. So you take some the number 10 out, right? Usually, and your number 10 was Cole Palmer. So possibly you might not take Cole Palmer out. But then you don't take the two wingers out. You put you take Estava out and you put Palmer and you put Palmer as you Pedro Neto to stretch the field, and you use your João Pedro to get into the box and get you the goal. But I don't know. He takes off both the wingers, and then Palmer is injured, and you do not want to aggravate that injury playing 10v11 for most of the game. So you take him off as well. So now you've taken out all your three creative players. Joao Pedro, for no matter how good he is, he's not someone who's going to stretch the opposition. He's gonna bully. He could bully the center halves. He could get into the box. He could get you the goal. But 10v11, when you're trying to stretch a team, he does not have the legs. He does not have the pace. He has the physicality, but not counter-attacking. He's not the right kind of player you need when you want to counter-attack leading the line. And hence, I did not understand Maresca's decision at all. Somehow they get fortunate playing 10 with 10 in the second half, but I don't know what they were thinking. And before I get to Chelsea in the second half, let's get to United in the second half. I am super disappointed with how Amarim set us up. Why would you take Shesko off? I do not understand. Right? Why would you put Ugarte in over Meno? I do not understand. I'm just confused. How do you go entire 45 minutes thinking we're going to defend a 2-0 lead, right? You still want to play your football, right? In the entirety of second half, I think we had 20% possession at home. Equal men, 10v10. So you think in equal game, 2-0 up, how is just having 20% possession okay? Anyone who justifies that is, I am not sure. And plus, it's not like you're really good at defending a lead. United are not really good. You're not good at defending. They concede. They only got two goals against us. Fulham got a goal by putting in a ball, right? Grimsby got goals. They threatened our backline. I am not sure how does Amarim trust his team, right? You keep playing the football you were playing when you were 11v11, right? You play with a striker, you play with your number two number 10s, and then you have your two midfields, you have your back three, and you have your wingers. You're 10, one man down. You probably take one of your number 10s out, right? And you put him in the midfield and you play a 5-3-1. So now you have like Bruno, Mbumo, and I don't know, Meno in to control the midfield, and you have Sesko up top to, shoot the long balls up, and these three will go back. And you put Ahmad on the wing if you don't want Mazraoui, and you put Dagu. That is still a team that could go on to getting goals. Why do you go? You take your target man out. You put Mbumo up top. Oh, so now the only way you have to play is long balls in behind. And Chelsea have put in three center halves. For three center halves, you're trying to play Mbumo in and you take your target man out, Sesko, who could win those balls in. So anyone who tries to defend the manager as is a brilliant three-game win, tactical win, I think tactically he was bad. Tactically, the manager he was facing was bad, and this was a tactical disaster class from both the managers, right? I just think unless a squad injury, there is no reason to take him off, right? And to play like that in the second half, God, 20% possession. I know you have a 2-0 lead, but then you're equal man against equal man at home. Just try to play football in, try to pass the ball in. But I'm super disappointed with the second half. Of course, you could just say we defended better, but did Chelsea really attack? The one time they put the ball in really well, they win the header. Like you could look at it, we were not ready for that ball. And Chelsea get that goal, but then and then there was this another chance. Uh, I think Delhi defended it really well. It was a ball in the box from I think from James, I guess, and Delhi defended. And Delhi was really good yesterday. But I don't think Chelsea really attacked us for the 45 minutes of ball that they had 80% of possession. Because if they had, there is no way we come out with anything in that game. They could have easily got two more goals in, given how poorly we were trying to play that game. Sitting behind, letting the balls in, not stopping the crosses, and we were just trying to defend the box and praying that the ball does not go in. So it's not defensively really good set up well or not by the manager. Having said that, again, Chelsea were poor. A lot of balls from left to right to Cucurella to James, from Caicedo, from Enzo, from Santos, but not a lot of good service into the box, not a lot of good football. And in a game like this, I said I think Garnacho would could have been really important given that they took Neto off and Estavo out. You needed Garnacho into stretch United's defense. Why would you not put him out? Why would you put Tyreek George? Why would you put uh, Gusto in over Garnacho? I'm not really sure. So all in all, I think this was a really bad game from both the teams and from both the managers, right? Affected by the red cards, affected by the weather, but this should have been better played by both the teams. And my biggest problem is fans will look at this game, Amarim supporters, and they'll say, "Wow, we outclassed them for the first 45 minutes, and we defended really well for the next 45." I don't want to see it that way. We did not play a lot of good football in the first 45. The XG fans will come out and say, "Oh, we created five, six, seven good chances." But these are not the chances that are sustainable. These are balls up top. These are on the counter attack because you're 11v10. You'll not get a lot of those, right? And hence, we don't learn a lot about this team in this game because we play against 10 men for the first 45 and then in the next 45 we just defend. I don't think we played football in the second half. It was haram ball, park the bus, shoot it up top. I don't think we played passes into our attacking players a lot. We're just trying to clear the ball in. And fifth game into the season, one game a week. It's not like we are tired or anything to play like that. It's like really, it's not very motivating. And but at the end of the day, 3 points are 3 points. I would rather have the 3 points and then try to learn something about the game than to go down or to drop 2 points and try to look at the positives. So all in all, good 3 points for United. But let us just see. I mean, do we continue like this against Sunderland, against Brentford in the next two games? Maybe we could get the wins, but then we have Liverpool in, and then we have the rest of the season. This is not sustainable. We'll have to understand. Amarim has to understand this is not the way to play. We do not play through the midfield. All we're doing is like playing in that back three to the wing backs to the number 10s like this, right? We play around on the edges of that circumference that we're creating. We're not playing to the middle. We're not playing vertical passes in, and that's my disappointment. Let's see. Let's see for the next game how we play in. I think it's a good game, good win for United. 3 points pushes up top. Otherwise, a lot of pressure would have created on United. But all in all, uh, positive for the Emery man as of now. That's it for this video. We'll we'll watch the City versus Arsenal game and we'll do a review of all the big games of the weekend in the next videos. Do subscribe to the channel, stuck around and comment to be a part of some of our reviews.